Hi everyone, Michael André Ford here in Austin, Texas, with another video installment about meeting angels, hearing angels, seeing angels, feeling angels in the form of hugs. I picked up a gift maybe 8-9 years back and have helped probably close to a couple thousand folks actually do it. So this is a direct experience. A person gets calm enough. It's a big deal if we talk about what we just talked about. It's a big deal, but it's not a big deal. People literally slow down enough to sit still, and they use some props. Photos of angels. I've gotten very lucky with the camera. Probably haven't taken as many photos in the last few years as I should. But people use a photo of an angel, actual angel in light energy form. They put their eyes on the photo to give themselves permission to hear. They ask angels to help. Angels don't want to interfere unless you ask for help. I don't want to interfere unless you're asking for help. Not here to try to tell you anything except maybe a little more peace, compassion, happiness for absolutely no reason at all. 10% of the day is an amazing thing for all of us. Again, everyone's going to do what they're going to do. That type of contrast is fantastic. It's what makes living life exciting, and even more than that. So back to the business. People use photographs of angels or historical photos of Native American chiefs or other figures like Audrey Hepburn, an actual angel that people get to meet. They put their eyes on the photo to give themselves permission. They've got pen and paper set up. Just have to know how to operate these. I usually do a little more formal Q&A stuff written out. It just gives something for thinking to do, and you quickly get into the swing of it. The first few seconds, it sounds like your own voice responding to you. The second you let go, you get personality, amazing detail, answers for just about anything. Career, business, wellness, relationships, you name it. If you can think of it and you can ask, you get your answers. And not just from one figure. I do 3 across the top of the page. If you go to my Listening to Angels book, it's $5 on Amazon. It's also on iTunes. It's a super short book, maybe a half page forward, 1 page intro, 5 pages how to listen to angels. And also a troubleshooting section, an appendix on why any of this is possible now. If you ask like Archangel Michael, he'll tell you mankind's ready for a little more compassion and slowing down out of thinking, and a little less rat race, which again is thinking, or if you want to think societal. There's a great epilogue by an angel named Dale, and he is a great coach for anything sports, life, career, you name it. I have that epilogue up. I'm going to read like 6 or 7 paragraphs from it. So forgive me for reading out loud here, or something you can just check out for $5, less than a cup of coffee. You can have a quick, short read. People seem to enjoy the book very much. And it is written by angels if you can allow for that. It's very happy-go-lucky, gentle. If you think I wrote it, I'm totally complimented. So thank you. I'll take credit for it then if you think that's the case. So Listening to Angels Epilogue. This is by Michael André Ford at iTunes, Amazon. Again, $5. The Spiritual Life Path or Soul's Journey by Dale. A soul's journey happens over many lifetimes. A good analogy of the journey and understanding of its development can be likened to the relationship between an undergraduate degree and a master's degree. How so? You have to have one before the other. The undergraduate degree is about listening, releasing ego, and being. After that, you are ready to get learning. This is the master's degree part. Ego is used as a defense mechanism. Let go of what? The details matter far less than you think. The less you know now, the less you can react to. The less you know now, the further you will go. Stop thinking, just be you. Discomfort is all ego, let go. No reaction, just action. Move forward. Once you have your undergraduate degree, ego has no more control of you. Everything negative has been released and a new path in life begins. Thinking equals ego. Ego has had its place until now. Let go once and for all to embark on this path. This is not about knowing, but continued learning. Few humans fully comprehend the difference here. Ego restricts and seeks control. It is negativity. Allow angels, love, and compassion into your world. Step towards compassion for self and others. There's healing in listening and loving in each moment. The more you do it, the more you progress and expand consciously and more. Sometimes the person next to you or a stranger just needs validation via love and compassion. A smile changes any moment. So too does laughter or a few kind words. Be compassion to all. do it. Once the healing has begun for anyone, the soul's path can be looked at closer by that individual. And I'll pause there. There's still a few more pages. It's a very short book. It's fun. My Amazon author page is amazon.com/author/angels. So not Michael André Ford, my name, which is my website. So this whole being able to hear, see, and feel 55, 70 plus angels, plus meeting your own guardian angel. Everyone has their own cheerleading squad, their own private personal team. You're never alone, you're heard. If you never wanted to actually try to listen to angels, you could certainly trust that they're there. And there's no harm in that, in just trusting, letting go, and making your requests, and trust that they'll pop up over time. This is really a function of thinking versus letting go and being in your heart. It's like what Eckhart Tolle talks about. You're separating yourself from your thinking, getting out of that, and getting into a place that he calls presence, the now. It's where the universe comes to meet you. It's, again, what Paulo Coelho talks about in The Alchemist, that when you are in your heart and you have specific goals, the whole universe conspires to help you out. So here, this is a little more direct. So instead of having to read a ton of books, I have a stack right here. I'm gonna do a separate broadcast in a little bit on some of the fun books that I've enjoyed, and these are all just top bestsellers you probably already have heard of at any of the used or new bookstores. But anytime you can just get out of what you know, your details, you know how a certain story's unfolded in the past, it's still the past. The more you can let go of your words, what you know, to simply be in the moment, the more your perspective shifts. You experience a little more compassion. So this now thing, or this just taking a deep breath, if we took a little break for 15 seconds, and anyone watching who wanted to give it a go, I totally understand if you're clutching the table and saying, no way am I going to take a deep breath because Michael suggested you should do so. But one quick deep breath. That just gets you centered. I do that a bunch of times. I tell you dad jokes. I get you to do exercises with your hands. You can see light, white, yellow, green, blue, purple, 5 colors at once, rainbow light all over your hands, tree, aura on another person, your dog. I have a couple dogs at my feet. Just means you're in the moment and you've got a pulse. If you're seeing light energy everywhere, you're ready to go. And again, knowing how to operate pen and paper. I usually get those questions lined up for you. The first question I always start off with is, what do you need to know in life right now? Or what do I need to know in life right now if you're asking the question? You have to own this process. You have to literally ask angels to help get you out of your brain into your heart and own it like the inner, fearless, peaceful warrior that you are. Once you get started, you realize, holy cow, I'm getting answers. And pretty quickly you get into the swing of it. So getting answers is fantastic. You can get hugs. Again, you put your eyes on photographs, whether they're historical. Audrey Hepburn, an angel, passed away 25 plus years ago. Fantastic. What a sweetheart. Photos will wink, move, smile, static photo. Audrey shouldn't be able to do all that. People get it. It's a 1/10 of a second. So the part of your brain, and you get to witness this, the part of your brain that will always say, no way, I'm not doing that. This is fake somehow, or I can't do it, or I have these situations, problems, you don't understand my situation. That's the part that's the limiting side. It's your thinking. It precludes possibility. Your heart knows no bounds, and that's where we get you so you can actually get your answers, get your hugs, and the hugs are big. You know, the first few times you just feel a few goosebumps on the back of the neck. It feels like a hand on the shoulder. You're wearing a hat. Second you let go and realize the hugs can get bigger and bigger. It becomes sort of a healing moment. It might take 1,000 requests for hugs, depending on what type of person you are, or 50 hugs to actually get something done where you feel a little bit of energy coming back to you. I think that's just a function of people letting go. And I'm going to leave that alone, but the hugs have no limits, so I think you can guess what the implications are there. The seeing part. Just see little balls of light, flecks of light. There's a million ways to see that way. It's a baby step. Angels don't want to freak you out, but you can see full on, out the window or in a living room, and I mean full on, with or without wings, modern American dress, sometimes old school dress. If it's Plato, you'll probably see him in a toga. No hugs for him, they're sweaty. Only figure out of 100 plus figures, just a fist pump for Plato's good, or a tap on the shoulder. The Abraham, He exists from days of old, and he's like a cross between Dumbledore and Gandalf. He's on everyone's team, very grandfatherly figure. Absolutely compassion, compassion, compassion. Can show you things as you go through your day out in society that just remind you what the positive side of humanity is all about. So Abe exists as one of those angels out there. Audrey Hepburn, archangels, and a ton of angels you haven't heard of that are super cool. There's two angels, Penelope and Mac. Don't call her Mackenzie. So Penelope and Mac, they're your surf guides for anywhere in the world. Most have had over 100 people by now do this. You can sit with your eyes shut, sit upright, or you can take a nap, and you can literally visit any place on the planet. If angels are beyond human thinking and our kind of consciousness level, and they're just more expansive, more love, more compassion, here to help, I think if they can get you your answers, get you your hugs, and show in front of you, they could probably do a few other things. So including, if you've allowed for all this and you've gotten down the road, I help you with the whole close your hands around each other and close your eyes and wait for an angel to tell you to open up. You can see a flower, different colors. It's an energy flower. It's not a physical flower. Maybe one day that's next. But could be a butterfly. And that butterfly can fly off into the room. And you and your cat, as happened last week, can watch that butterfly fly off. So there's a lot of energy involved. And by that I mean compassionate, loving energy. You are feeling it. This is your experience. This is more compassion and love. You know the difference between being angry or frustrated or reacting or judging or being up here where you're really not giving another person a fair shake, or you're not giving yourself a fair shake. You're being harsh on yourself. You're not being kind to another. You know what this is, and you certainly know the feeling of being in your heart more when it's warm and fuzzy. This is the warm and fuzzy stuff, so there shouldn't be too much discussion on where this service lies. It's about more love and compassion. Anyone who can get to my doorstep and actually show up, do the service, experiences angels, experiences meeting Mother Teresa, Sai Baba from India, Mary, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Kuan Yin, Chogyam Trungpa, and again, all languages are spoken. So photographs, hugs, direct experience, seeing with your own eyes stuff that's impossible. Static photos move. It's quite the show. You're the one who does the work, the experience. It can be a little exasperating or taxing in terms of energy. You're supposed to be using their energy. I try to get you to make sure you do that. But we're not used to being this open, this much compassion. You can see compassion in a room like a milky white fog. It's beautiful. You can smell any ocean in the world if you really like Nantucket, or you like the Pacific, or Hawaii, or Baja, or the way someplace smells from your childhood. You don't have to hop on a plane and go there. You can let an angel bring it to you. Literally, angels can do anything. If you can just trust in this, put in your requests, get your answers for anything, and learn to let go. What you let go of matters far less than you realize or think. The details, just the act of letting go itself is what you use to learn to ride that bike. I talked about that in the other video, to fall asleep at night, to brush your teeth perfectly last night or this morning. The act of letting go is everything. It's what lets you transact that deal at work better, or help that guest or customer. It's what lets you do that athletic exercise from here so that you're in the zone. So letting go is being in the moment, being one with all, being one with the soccer ball, one with the walk while you're cooking, one with the book while you're reading for 5 hours straight. That's all this is about. You're already an Olympic gold medalist at letting go, but only in certain compartments, segments of your life, and you're not giving yourself credit for how much letting go you do during the day. When it gets to this stuff, you think it's a big deal because it's the concept of angels and it's impossible. Yes, maybe in the past, angels were a little more selective, or it was harder to reach or talk to angels, and you were getting guidance probably one way or the other. What do you think the little voices in your head that it's a good influence all these years? You've got a great guardian angel. You have other angels around you that are helping you with your life stage, or a business angel if you're a writer, your muse. You're getting lots of help all the time. This is just a way of opening you up, slicing right through your situation currently so that you can experience more universe, more love, more, again, being in the moment and simply receive. If you ask, you receive. Trusting in this doesn't require being religious. I had a doctor who turned down even discussing this stuff just because he thought it was religious service. And it was the best thing ever. He's absolutely correct. No one should have a conversation about this one way or the other if they're not comfortable. But this isn't about any one religion, any organization, any particular expert. I encourage you to kick me out of the way. I like to tell you dad jokes to keep this light, to show you that you already have all the skills within. So it's the same chef skills, sports skills, your business intuition. We're just expanding that a little more. So if your business, your group, your department needs more business, especially in these times, all you have to do is ask and know how to operate a pen, paper, get the name of would-be clients. Don't just get the names, get who to contact, the right approach. Remember, there's no privacy, and as long as it's a positive thing you're asking about, you're going to get tons of details. It's how quickly can you write, and sky's the limit for questions and answers. It's kind of exciting. That's kind of it for now. My website is michaelandreford.com. That's Michael, M-I-C-H-A-E-L, Andre, A-N-D-R-E, Ford.com. There's a lot of Michael Fords out there. But I'm the angel guy in Austin, Texas. I literally help you as an individual or a few people at a time or a group. You have to own this first individually before I'll do it as a group, but you can see fireworks in the sky, indoors, outdoors, as a group. Angels are happy to do it for you. There are fairies, yes. There are Native American chiefs. There are figures, compassionate figures from India, Vishnu, Krishna, Ganesh, Lakshmi, Sri Kaleshwar, Rama, Sri Shirdi Sai Baba, who's fantastic. A hug from him or an eyebrow up in a photo is worth 1,000 questions. There are figures from Buddhism, Chogyam Trungpa, Kuan Yin, Buddha, again, Mary, Jesus, Michael, Gabriel. Just a lot of fun figures. It's all compassion, it's all love, and they're all here to help. Just trust that angels exist and let go, and the rest takes care of itself. Thanks again. Michael André Ford in Austin, Texas, saying goodnight.